crucial, which we'll have to address in the next term. You can call it a challenge, but I think within that challenge, there are big opportunities for India. One of them is that the world after COVID does not want to be dependent on a single country for everything. So there is a big effort today to make sure that goods are produced, especially sensitive goods are produced in many other locations. Which means that if India plays its hands well, which is where diplomacy comes in, we can actually, in areas like semiconductors, chips, drones, electric vehicles, battery storage, green technologies, a lot of these cutting-edge areas where till now we have not been plugged into the global supply chain, a lot of those can actually come to us. So I see a big, you can say, global international economic agenda. A second, I would say, we can see a global workplace happening. There is, in many parts of the world, the number of people, the talent available is shrinking very, very quickly. So we are actually already approached by a lot of European countries, Australia, Japan, even some Asian countries, very keen that actually we have a system for people to move for work. Now, our effort is anybody who goes out to work, they should be secure, they should be well treated, their rights and entitlements should be respected. So how do we create actually a global workplace? Some basic work has already started here, and we need to see how we take that forward. The third is something which we have been trying for some time, which is how do we make the world more aware and more resolute in countering terrorism. We are the biggest victim of terrorism, and if we do not take the initiative, the world will not act. So I think we have a very special responsibility. And the fourth one, which comes to a question which somebody further down asked, which is in international organizations, because international organizations are 80 years old, how do we bring about change? The UN is particularly important here. We believe today there is a momentum for change, that the majority of the countries in the world actually want change. But there are a few who are resisting it, so how do we get? So I would say international economy, global workplace, how do we make the country more secure? And finally, how do we reform the UN? I think these would be some of the elements. But I will say one last thing. Eventually, any country is judged in the world by what it does, how successful they are at home. So it is actually our development and progress at home that is today getting us the greatest respect in the world. That we are today the fastest growing large economy. We are growing at 7%. There is no other large economy which is anywhere near us. But we have to make sure that this continues for the next 30, 40 years. So how do we keep growing? And in that also there is a role, because when technologies come, when investment comes, when best practices comes, all of this really makes a difference. The second question on conflict strategy. It would depend on the conflict. I'll give you two examples. In the case of the fighting which is going on in Ukraine, we have actually at different points of time helped on specific issues. There was at one point of time a concern that one of the nuclear stations there